Okay, so dear Dharma practitioners, be comfortable yourself and relax your body. Keep your back straight, neck head straight in one line and your right palm on your left. So gently close your eyes and bring attention to this bell sound. And while you're focusing to the sound, mentally relax your body, relax your mind, and relax your breathing with your thoughts. So do nothing extra. Just follow the sound, please. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Exalted One, the fully enlightened One. So, dear Dhamma practitioners, as usual, we'll take few minutes before going to our practice session. And in this few minutes from the beginning, we try to understand how this meditation can, how this practice can synchronize, apply to our day-to-day life. When you start to walk in this spiritual path, and sometimes you believe, you think that everything should happen in kind of like the way you want. Or otherwise, when you become good, when you become nice, naturally you develop a kind of like expectations. The world should be nice. The world should be good. And sometimes we see, sometimes people question, oh Bhante, oh Venerable, I do my best. I am so good with my life. But all the hard things, bad things, sad things happening to me, why it is? So today we're going to talk about that. So when it comes to our life, the very first thing that you have to remember, whatever happens, there's nothing happened by mistake. So everything happened as a result of something. So maybe we don't have the ability to see the beginning point, or we don't have the ability to see the cause, but we experience the effect. So just struggling with the effect is not going to change the cause. So then when the situations come to you, still you have the ability and you have the power to change that according to your point of view. So it is not that the point of view means you just change your mind. No, you go a little bit deeper to understand how things happen. And when it comes to our life, so we're going to see this from four directions, four windows. Just imagine you have 4 windows to see. When a situation happened to you, and get the right window, or 2 windows, or 3 windows, or if you have ability, like start to look from the 4 windows. So as example, in the ancient time, the king used to build the palace in the highest place or the middle of the city. And maybe you have seen in the middle of the palace, there is a pillar. And that the whole city, the all 4 directions can see from that place. So sometimes, officially or without any information, sometimes king visit that window time to time, that place time to time, and look at the city. So it's your life also kind of like that. So you are the king or the queen of your own kingdom. But the thing, we forget to look into that. We sometimes look others' kingdoms, others' things, but we forget to look our. And sometimes when we look from the wrong window. So that's why. So the very first window we're going to open. Remember, whatever you experience, your basic experience happens according to what you think. Very simply, what you think you become. Your point of view has ability to change the situation or change what you feel. So then in the very first level, you have to know that whatever the situations happen, don't struggle, don't try to focus to outside. Just know yourself. Somewhere, somehow, your mind got tangled with that kind of situation. Maybe watching a TV, drama, news. Maybe you forget today, but today sometimes you experience something in your past as a memory. Maybe you hold it to that. And thinking is come 2 different ways sometimes, like, dislike, both. So as example, you may think, oh, I like. So we all like to receive what we like. We don't like to get what we don't like. But sometimes we get what we don't like. How it is happen? The thing is this, when you have idea about, I don't like this, what happened? Your mind already have the experience what you don't like. So then when you think again and again, oh, I don't like this, I hate this, what happened? You empower, it grow inside you. So that also part of the mind. So then when you want something or when you like something, you just like it. Don't depend on what you don't like. Don't try to define what you like using what you don't like. If you like something, you focus to that, you like it. You don't think that what you don't like. Because if you start to think that way, what as a result of power of mind, you start to bring it towards you. So then don't make that mistake, because it is your own choice. So every day, more than sometimes what you want, in a very basically, We always struggling to get out of what we don't want. So then it becomes a struggle, and day by day you're going to end up being with what you don't like. Then you come to the question, oh, I do this, I do that, I'm so good with this, that, I don't do any, I'm so generous, I'm so spiritual, I do nice things to people, but still why it come to me like this? Because you choose it. You select it. Unconsciously, how you select that? When you think, I don't like. So as example, if you think, I don't like this cup, you have to have an idea about this cup. Otherwise, you can't tell you don't like this. So once you have it in your mind as what you don't like, it's already there. You give a place to that. So then what you need to do? So whatever happens, don't think it as bad. So in the very first level, in day-to-day life, yourself, focus to what you want. That's it. You don't focus to what you don't want. You focus to what you like, what you want to become. You don't focus to what you don't want to become. You don't focus that. And you're not going to define that what you want to become using what you don't want to become. You don't use that. It's a very simple, clear, one target. That's it. You're not going to explain other things. Why it should be like this, why it should be, no. So then when you do good things, you do good things, that's it. So that way, what happens? The repetition of your mind regarding that all the dislike, the deeper, the growth of that, all the unnecessary things start to disappear. Because you are the one who nourishing it. Unconsciously, you think, you divine always, you mention, I don't like it, I hate that, I hate that. So when you say you hate that, it's already there with you. Otherwise, how are you going to say? Because before you say, as you know, before you say, before you do, you have to have it in your mind. Otherwise, it's not going to happen. So that's why this everything come as a result of your mind. So what you think, you become. And sometimes the second window, sometimes things happen as a lesson for us. So without that lesson, we can't develop ourselves. So as example, just imagine you want to become more better person. And you want to, conventionally, you want to be a successful person. And spiritually, you have to attain to a liberation or the enlightenment. So that enlightenment means it's a higher place than this place as ordinary person. So from this condition, you can't go there. So maybe you think, oh, you want to be rich. Oh, you want to be a successful person. You want to be a better person. So the better means you have to go from this version to different version. So that means in this condition, you can't go there. So as like this person, as who you are, you can't attain to enlightenment. You can't gain the liberation. You can't gain the freedom. So what you experience as you today, that is the result of you. So if anybody from the birth, start to follow your footsteps, by the time, according to the age that what you experience today, that person going to experience the same like you. So then what you need? So you have to, when you want the success, or when you want the change, you have to learn how to get the lessons. It's not kind of like this is something. It's not, you no need to change anything. Okay. Because sometimes people can't understand and sometimes people don't like it. No, try to expand your capacity. Don't be very limited. Expand. Be the same who you are, but learn to expand. And that way, you are capable to handle the change. So things come to us as a lesson, and learn to get the lesson. So as example, when you want that, it make you strong. So as example, when you're going to become an enlightened person, you have to be more strong than this. So then sometimes situations happen to us. It makes us strong and it gives us a lesson, because without this lesson, we can't go there. So like, when you apply for some job and they give a training period. So without that training period, you can't go. So like as example, become a soldier. So without training, you can't go to the war. It is dangerous for everybody. It is dangerous for you, and it is dangerous for enemies also. So it is better you get a train. So training period is so difficult, so hard. Sometimes we have to do things like, it's everything. It's very kind of like, we can't imagine it. And sometimes we have to accept everything to that whatever we used to say no. It's kind of like killing us inside. So life itself, like that. Sometimes situations come, sometimes we trap in situation. We thought in our, young age, and childhood time, we thought kind of like, I'm not going to have that kind of life. Oh, it's kind of like you had a bigger plan to not to have that kind of life, but now today experiencing same like that kind of life. Why? Because without that life, you can't go to the next level. So then accept it as a lesson. Because when you ask for something bigger, so as example, you sit for meditation, you want the peaceful mind, undisturbed mind, you ask for something big. So then in day-to-day life, so whatever situations happen, turbulence, it's kind of like a testing period for you. Oh, you practice meditation, let's see how you handle this, like that. Oh, there are some people, when they see like us, monks, they hate, because we shave the head and we are indifferent, and why you so different than us, so we are monk. Okay, let's test, how your monkhood. So the people do very crazy things. It's normal, we used to that. And because sometimes they think, oh no, you can't be a monk like that. You have to be like us. You have no rights to become kind of like a different person. So it's like that. So it's kind of like a testing us. It's nothing to do with that person. It's sometimes we take it as a lesson ourselves to to develop our insight. So like that, and then remember in your life that most of things not going to happen the way you want. And sometimes very ugly, sad, difficult situations come to you. Hard times happens to you. Always remember, take it as a lesson. And know it is kind of like a, you become more better person when you go through that. It's like cold charcoal, this cold with the deep, heat and the pressure and everything. So by the time million years after, it become diamond. So the same thing with you also. So what you go through, you have ability, your pain, your unhappiness, sadness, your fear, unsatisfaction, your failure, you have ability to transform it to wisdom. So use it, don't resist it. Accept it as a part of your journey. Take it as a lesson. So like when you go to school, when you go to high school, when you go to college, when you go to universities, and there are some lessons you have to take to go to the next level. So if you don't take that lesson, somehow, you have to catch it. So like that in our life, there are things, especially the pain, failure, criticism, rejection. Those are, you need that lessons. Without that lessons, you can't bring your, the better version to the world. So that's why if you can't, handle criticism, if you can't handle the fear, if you can't handle the failure, if you can't handle the difficulties, if you can't handle the breakdown, if you can't handle the turbulence, you can't be the boss, or you can't be the chairman, or you can't be the person to yourself. You can't be, if you can't handle the turbulence, you can't get you can't be the pilot. If you can't handle the big waves and the tornadoes and the wind, you can't be the captain of the ship. So then in your life, who control it, who take it, who take the decision? Who are the one who going to get away? You are the captain of your own life. So then when the tornadoes come, the big waves come, who cares? Just, take it as a part of the journey. Don't afraid for that. Don't try to claim, oh, I am so spiritual, I practice meditation, I'm so good, I don't do any bad things, Why it happened to me? Because that's how you become master. So like that. Don't try to always, count on your practice, depend on your practice. Know that everything is a part of your practice. That's how you have to handle that, So second window, always when the situation comes. So the first window, it's somewhere you ask it, or maybe it's happen inside you, and that's why you experience. So the second window is the lesson. You take it as a lesson. And the third window is very necessary. You take it as a blessing. And all inconvenience, and all the difficulties, and sometimes invisibly transform us and slowly start to take you to magical place. It's like you have to go to a very, beautiful landscape. You never saw that. But you go through very difficult path. and end of the path, you start to come to beautiful landscape. So like that, sometimes there are people come to our life, and sometimes they come with the purpose to take us to certain place. And you know the concept of the Bodhisattva, before someone becomes the Buddha, and again with the greater determination and the intention, they come to the world to help for the people. There are many, many people. So, and sometimes there are, people come to our life to give a lesson and disappear. And sometimes it can happen through even animals. Maybe you are a very close person. You don't associate anyone. You don't appreciate anyone. You just hold it to just you. And you build up your egocentric, self-centered mind. You develop your own kingdom. You are the king or the queen. You make the rules. You break the rules. You forgive. You are the one who take decision. You are the high court judge. So you everything just you. Everything happen inside your, chamber of this mind. But sometimes suddenly somebody come to our life, and maybe we give everything. Maybe it can be animal even. We give everything. We just get out of the cage. Now we sacrifice everything, because that is the first time I experienced this. Someone came very closer to me, and then we become so open, and then maybe suddenly, once you fully open, surrender, that person or that animal die, or maybe disappear, something happened. And then you start to claim, oh, see, I used to be like that. I just, gave my everything. I was trying to become more better. See what happened to me. I lost everything. No, that person or that things or took you out of the cage, because you open yourself and you experience it a little bit. There is a different world than you thought. So like that, things happen more different ways. So whoever come to you, maybe that person can come as your husband, your wife, your children, your parents, friends and family members. That person come as your neighbor, and that person can be your taxi driver. That person can be your doctor. So it can happen in, many ways. But the thing is, when people come to us and when they give a hard time, we start to count on that and judge people on that. But we don't see what are the blessings that we gain through that difficulty when it comes to the long run. So then remember yourself. Rather than blaming, claiming, fighting, rejecting, resisting, start to accept when situations come, especially with people, take it as a blessing. And maybe just know that it's kind of like the Buddha appeared to you, and transform you from different level. And now you know something. And maybe just imagine if there are some people, if they didn't give you a hard time, you're not going to practice meditation. You may be somewhere, maybe having a beer or party, So like that. Or maybe you're having a fun time. Forget about meditation. But somebody gave you hard time. And there are a lot of things went wrong in your life. Now you think, oh, what I can do? I'm helpless. I need the peace. So let me find it. And now you practice meditation. See? So this path this is one called the royal path. Billion years, many times, that all the Buddhas went through this path. See how beautiful. Now you sitting in that path. You walking in that path. You came to this ancient path. You came to the most beautiful path. You came to the most highest way of practice to get into the truth. How you came there? So if that people don't give a hard time, maybe you are not there today. So then appreciate that whoever behind you gave you hard time. It's like, Bodhisattva push you to this path. That's like blessing. That is the third window. Okay. The fourth window is a little bit complicated, but it still, that as example, community of Sangha. So like when we build up like this, okay, as a community of Sangha, what happened? So we get into that, the conscious communication. So as a family, maybe, just imagine, when someone go through a difficult time and other people start to push to that, it's kind of like a gravity. You can't escape from that. So just imagine when someone, having a severe, disease or the health issue, and maybe, you go to the doctor and they gave some kind of, information, and it kind of like very difficult for you to handle. So there is a patient at home, and now you can't watch a movie, you can't put a loud music, you can't invite your friends and have a party that day night. You can't do that. So like that, sometimes things happen not exactly because of you. And it happened because of this, the people around you, the people very close to you. So it's a result of group consciousness. So you have to be aware. That's why that whoever you associate, you have to be mindful about that. So whatever the people we associate, by the time what happens, we going to get something from them, they're going to get something from us. No one can, stop that. It's going to happen. That's the very nature of our human life. So sometimes things happen. You getting something from others because that other people, you associate that people. And then end of the day, you claim why it happened to me like this, because I am like this person. The very reason maybe you getting something because you associate that kind of person, and that energy start to flow through you also. So it is your responsibility then. Look around you, what kind of people you associate, and then you are capable to change the environment. How? The very first thing, don't try to change them, change yourself. Why? Because they're going to take something from you, you're going to take something from them. And if you start to follow that 3 windows, and if you start to look in from that, the first 3 windows, the 4th one, you can very easily handle. It gives a more wider angle for you to see, and it's kind of like a lens that the longer lens that you can get things to very close. So like that, work with your life. Don't reject your life. Don't think that you're going to hit somewhere, you're going to get something somewhere. No, this is what you have. Accept it. Take it as your life. Very raw, natural, very organic level of life. Accept it. Take that responsibility to yourself. And it start to expand your capacity of understanding. And in that way, whatever happened to you, you're going to work with it. So 4 windows. So the one window is what you think, it come to you. Good way or bad way. It's your choice. So then you don't need to define what is bad or kind of like that. You don't need to choose the good, thinking about the bad. You whatever you want the good, you just focus to that. Forget about other things. What you think, you become. So the second one, things maybe happen to us to upgrade, make us strong, make us to bring it to a better position in life. So take it as a lesson. So the third one, sometimes things, situations, people come to us as blessings, not maybe for the moment, for our whole life. So then situations, people, don't reject, don't take as enemies, so kind of like take everybody as angels. Why? Because they are giving opportunity for you. Maybe we don't see how, but sometimes, even though we see them as enemies, they are the real angels giving us this opportunity and take as blessings. So the fourth one, it's our environment, the things we associate. By the time we get influence from it. So be careful and bring the change, that whatever you want, and start it from you. And by the time you will see, it will expand to the outside. So that way, you contribute something to the society. You become part of this deeper current underneath the society. Keep going towards the freedom or the liberation. So I hope this will help for you to, from tomorrow, to look your life from a different window. So with that, let's get into practice a little bit now. So your right palm on your left and neck head straight in one line, and be comfortable with your posture. Bring attention to your body and scan head to toes yourself and say Sopateva, or may I be well and happy 3 times. Take a moment and think. We gathered here in this moment to practice this ancient meditation technique. All the Buddhas, all the enlightened masters followed this path and achieved wisdom. So we also gathered here to accumulate that knowledge. In this moment with this sitting, may my body become more comfortable. May my breath be more smooth. May no difficulties come to me. May all the success come to me. Also think for a moment. This is the last moment we're spending in this very lifetime. And detach your mind from all your past memories and as well as any kind of future thoughts. Just try to remain in the present moment, observing the sensation of your inhalations and exhalations. So in the beginning, deeply and gently, breathe in, breathe out 3 times and find the sensation, please. Allow your inhalations, exhalations happen itself. When it happens through the sensation, recognize it, do nothing extra. Bring attention to your body, please. Observe your posture. We cultivate loving kindness and compassion in our heart and radiate it as a light through entire your compound, village, city, state, country, world, around this universe. Also, as far as you can, through galaxies, other planets, stars. Reminding yourself like this. With clear intention, mentally repeat after me. May all living beings in this universe be well and happy. May everyone be happy and safe. And may their hearts be filled with joy. May all living beings live in security and in peace. Beings who are frail or strong, tall or short, big or small, visible or not visible, near or far away. Already born or yet to be born. May all of them dwell in perfect tranquility. Let no one do harm to anyone. Let no one put the life of anyone in danger. Let no one out of anger or ill will wish anyone any harm. Expand the loving kindness and compassion beginning from your heart. Forward. Visualize yourself and send it as a light. To your backside. To your left side. And to your right side. Downward. And upward. To all six directions at once, like the moon, the sun, spread the light, spread the energy, without any condition, without any limitation, without any resistance or without any judgment. Let your heart to shine with the loving kindness and compassion from the bottom of it. To the highest. Wishing yourself, may all living beings in this universe be well and happy. Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So first of all, we offer this practice to the great qualities of the Buddha, Dharma, and the Sangha. And also by the power of this meritorious deed, may all of us attain to the supreme bliss of Nibbana. May all your guardian angels and deities will receive these merits and increase their longevity and protect all of you from any kind of planetary influences or any ill effects. Ittavata chammi sampadam punya sampadam sabbe deva numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe bhuta numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe satta numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya Imaya dhammanu dhamma patipattiya buddham pujemi dhammam pujemi sangham pujemi Addaya imaya patipattiya jati jaravya adimaranam ha paribunjissami Idam me punya kammang asavakkaya vahang hotu sabba dukkha pamunchatu. Bless you.